Hey guys, welcome to this video. This is the third video in my beginner guitar series with theory from the start. So I'm gonna talk about two new chords today. And before I get started, I wanted to review what we already did in the previous video. So in the previous video, we went through the major scale and we talked about the major scale being the center scale of music. So you really have to know that, guys. And the pattern for major scale, like on the A, for example, if you're playing on the A string, we have the A, we have the B, whole step, another whole step to C sharp. Then we got a half step to D. Then we got a whole step to E, whole step to F sharp, whole step to G sharp, and a half step to A. In the previous video, we talked about our first chord. We talked about how a chord is three or more notes played at the same time, and we talked about the A major chord. That was the first chord we looked at, and we talked about how how a major chord is made of the root note of the scale, the third of the scale, and the fifth of the scale. So back to the A major chord, it was the A as a root note, then we went to the third, C sharp, and we went to the fifth, which was the E. Now, of course, we didn't play it on one string. We played it like this, or we played it like this. So I told you guys to practice between the two of them, and that was the previous video. Today, I want to introduce you to the D major chord, and I'm also going to talk you through why it's called the D major chord and what notes are included in the D major chord. So, to start, we're going to play the E major scale on the D string. Sorry, we're going to play the D major scale on the D string. So we start out here, the D root note. We play the whole step to E, whole step to F sharp, half step to G, whole step to A, whole step to B, whole step to C sharp, and a half step to D, which is the octave from the first D note. So it's pitched higher, same note as the D. So we need the first, the third, and the fifth of that scale. So we need the D, we need the D, we need the F sharp, we need the A. So let's look at the formation for playing the D major chord. So this is how the D major chord is played. On the second fret of the third string from the bottom, we have the, so we fret that. Our middle finger goes to the second fret of the first string. Our ring finger goes to the third fret, in this case the third fret of the second string. So the second string is the B string. And we strum from the fourth string. Because we have the D as our root note, we have to play a D as the lowest note in this chord formation. So we're going to play the D chord now. One of the nicest sounding chords in my experience. So we're going to play that the same way we play the A major chord, which is we're just going to strum on the beat. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3. As usual, take your fingers off, get them loose. Don't get like tense, don't get cramped up and stuff. Always make sure you're loose and do it again. And guys, I just want you to get comfortable with that strumming pattern. Just make sure you're strumming evenly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take your time to take your fingers off and put them back on the chord. So that's the D major chord. Now I also want to show you guys the next chord, which is going to be the E major chord. So I've already gone through the E major scale several times, so please you can go back to a previous video, probably the first or the second video, and you're going to see me play the E major scale. So as usual, we need the root note, we need the third of that major scale, and we need the fifth of that scale. So for E major, we're gonna need the E, we're gonna need G sharp, and we're gonna need B. B is gonna be the fifth of that scale, G sharp being the third, and E being our root note. So to play this formation, we're gonna have our index finger on the first fret of the G string, right there. We're gonna have our ring finger on the second fret of the D string, which is gonna be an E note. And the first finger, the index, was the G sharp. That was G sharp. And we're playing E. And up here we're playing B. And we're strumming all 6 strings from the top, because this is an E string, so it's the lowest note in the chord formation and the root note of our E major chord. So let's strum that in the same pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take the fingers off, put them back. 2, 3, 4. That's your E major chord. So now you know 3 chords. You know the A major chord, you know the D major chord, and you know the E major chord. So you have 3 chords. So what do? You go and you practice switching between all 3 chords, and you do the same pattern. So for example, we start on the E major because I'm already here. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go to the D. 2, 3, 4 to the A. 2, 3, 4. Get the fingers off and play a different pattern. A, 3 to D, to E, and back to A. So guys, that's the video. I want you to play these chords, and when you play it, make sure you know the notes you're playing. So here's the A, for example. Just call it out when you fret at the start of your session. Call the notes out. That's an A. Okay. Here, D string, a whole step. That's going to be E. The fifth of the A major chord. And a middle finger on the second of the G string is going to be G, whole step to A. That's going to be an A. And on the bottom, we have our ring finger, whole step from the B, C sharp. So call that note out and then strum everything. And the bottom is obviously the E. Do it for the E major as well. You know, we're going to go E, B, E, G sharp, B repeats, and we have E repeating as well. In this formation, we have the E repeating 3 times. And do it for the D chord as well. You know. Practice switching between all 3 chords and play it in the simple pattern. At the moment, you just want to get some coordination going. You don't need to do anything fancy. Just go 1, 2, 3, 4 at your own tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And as a challenge, I want you to play around with the order and try to find something that sounds very good to you, like any pattern. And that's the video, guys. Like, subscribe, and follow this channel. I'm going to introduce more chords, and I'm going to explain in this format why the chords are how they are and what notes belong in that chord. That way you don't have to memorize, oh, that shape was that. You can just be like, okay, it was an E major, so I want to play E major. Okay, so I know I'm going to need probably the E note. I know the third is the G sharp, fifth is the B, so I need to go find those notes. So I know it was kind of like something like this. Okay, so I'm here. So I know, okay, that's not the G sharp. So I need to move it probably to the left. And guys, it's a lot easier when you know a bit of theory at the start, in my experience. Like, it really opened the door for me. So I want you guys to just adapt this mindset. It might be a lot of information, but in a week, maybe not in a week, but in 2-3 weeks, it's going to be information you kind of know because you've repeated it a lot. That's why I also want you to call out the notes when you play. That's the video, guys. I'm going to stop talking. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.